Alright, so now we've got lesson 3. So go to unit 2, lesson 3. And on this one, we're going to add some, as you can see, the name of the pictures of the picture files. We're going to add some graffiti to a kitchen. Let's go to the slides and see what's on here. The one we did yesterday. So we're going to take this kitchen picture and transform it into this one. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing we'll need to do is to download the pictures. You just want to go ahead and have all these ready in your download folder or whatever folder you put those in. So I'm going to download the example picture because we can click back and forth and look on that one to look at the example. So I'll download that one, just click on it. I'm going to start from the bottom up. Then that way, when we go to get these from the download folder, we can start at the top and go down. Okay. So I'll get rid of that bar at the bottom. So if I go to the folder, find your downloads folder here. Here they all are, all your pictures. I'll close that. Let's open Photoshop. Okay, so here's Photoshop. Let's go back to our directions. Directions a little bit more vague this time. So step one, we're going to open the kitchen JPG. So not the kitchen PSD. The kitchen JPG. And it says to set the size, Photoshop, by dragging the image to the Photoshop icon. Well, we're just going to open the picture. Photoshop, File, Open. I go to the Downloads folder. Oh, with this PC. Downloads. So we want this file. So we're going to open that. So there's our kitchen. And the next step is to import Graffiti 1 JPG, and then we're going to rasterize the image. It means we're just going to resize it. We're going to zoom in on the image. We're going to use the poly tool to delete some parts of the picture, lower the opacity. We're going to set the blending mode. So I'm going to show you what blending mode is. And adjust the opacity some more. Photoshop. We're going to go to File, Open. I want Graffiti 1. So the direction says to import this to the other picture. So we've got our graffiti picture here and our kitchen picture over here. Go back and click on this. So we want to select, go down to select all. See how this little cutout line came up around the whole picture. So now we're going to go over here to the left and select the move tool. So click on the move tool. And go over here to your picture. Click down on the mouse and hold it in. And you can see me dragging it all the way up here to the kitchen picture just automatically pops up. And we're going to go back down here and then unclick the mouse, and there's our picture. So let's go ahead and zoom these in some. So I click on the zoom, the magnifying glass, go over and click, move it around a little bit, click some more. And now we need to resize this picture. Notice our layer over here on the right, it's still active. So we're going to edit, and then we're going to go down to free transform. So now we can move our picture around anywhere. So first thing I want to do is resize it. So I'm going to go to the corner, kind of hold it on the mouse, and go in. And what we're going to do is we're going to fit this in up here in this corner. And you're going to see that it's not going to quite fit just right. Not the way you think it is. But we're going to end up cutting parts of this picture off. So we want this over here. And if you need to zoom in on that more, you can. Which is not think I'm going to. Oh, cancel. Yeah, I'll go ahead and zoom in. I'll apply this. Zoom in some more. Now I'll go back up here to free transform again. Make sure it's all the way up, down, get it right in that corner. Okay. So you notice how part of this overlaps the wall. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut off part of this picture. But we want to cut it so it fits into the spot that it's in. So the easiest way to do this, to see what's behind it, is we're going to go over here to, let's go ahead and click the check mark to get it in. We'll go over here to opacity. We're going to make it a lot lighter. See how now it's lighter, and you can kind of see, you can see everything that's behind it. See that I didn't quite get it into the corner here. So let's go ahead and change some more of this picture. I want to get rid of this part too. So go back to freeform, free transform. Go drag this over. I want to more of the flower that was in here. I want more of the flower on the wall. Doesn't have to be exact. I definitely want this off of here. I'll drag that over. See how now I've got this part is on the overlapping part for the hood over the stove, because we're going to cut this out. We're going to use the poly tool and draw around this and cut all of that out. So go ahead and stick that in place right there. So I want to zoom out a little bit so I can see the edges of the picture over here on the left side. So I go back up here to the magnifying glass with the minus sign on it. Okay. So now we're out. So now see the overlapping parts here. Trace, yeah, I kind of traced around it. I'm going to use the poly tool to cut that piece off. So we'll go over here to the poly tool, click on that. I'm going to make sure you're on the polygonal lasso tool, not the round one or the magnetic. So polygonal. It's going to start up here, the corner, click. Go down to the bottom, click. All the way over here, looks pretty close, click. Oh, I got stuck here. Click. Click there. You're going to kind of trace around this, the hood outline a little bit. So click. 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 Click there. Back up to the ceiling. Click. And over here. So see, now we've got the section that we're going to get rid of. So now just go up here to edit and click cut. So there's that piece. Now we've got to cut out the piece that's over the wall thing here. And it's still, you can see the little symbol, the poly tool is still active. So we'll start, do the outline of this. And you can see why a mouse is really helpful doing these things instead of trying to use the touchpad. Just click at all the corners. So we got this outlined. Now we go to edit, cut. So now we've got this. So looking at the directions, it says to use the blending mode, set the blending mode to multiple and 55% opacity. And the blending mode is right here, this box that says normal. So we'll go ahead and set the opacity to 55%. And it says multiple, and multiple's not on here. You just go to multiply, that'll work. Or if you've got one, you can kind of set these different. You can play around with this and see what it looks like with the different settings. And also you can change the opacity. You've got the slide bar down here too. So you can change that to whatever you like. I can tell, look at this, I can tell my outline job didn't do a very good job over here on the left. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Try to get rid of the rest of this. that line on there. See what happens here. I got some of it. Let's try this other piece. Alright, so there's the first piece. So then the next step is going to be, actually let me go ahead and open, we're going to go open the kitchen picture so you can see the finished example here. There's a finished example. So ours might not look exactly like this because of the different shades, but this is what we're going for. So when you open one of the graffiti pictures up and you get confused of where it's supposed to go, you can just refer back to this picture to see the spot that it goes in. Picture 2 is going to go down here on the lower half of this cabinet. So go to File, Open, Graffiti 2. Remember on this one we're going to go to Select, go down to All, here's the Move tool, and then on the mouse on the picture, hold in on it, drag it up to our kitchen picture, drag it back down, and there's our picture that's over that. Go to Edit, Free Transform, move it around, flip this around. That. We're going to get this picture down here, so we've got to get small enough to fit down there. Getting it so it's halfway onto the drawer latch. So we've got that. And then we'll set that in place. Now looking at point out a couple details too. So we've got the space between the stove and the cabinets, and the space between the cabinet drawers and the brace for the cabinets. So when we cut out our picture, we need to be mindful to leave the spaces in here so the spaces show up around the sides of this. So let's go to our poly tool. So I'll start here, go down, or lighten your opacity if you need to, go across. Up. Oh, didn't go up far enough. And over. Cut that piece out. Yeah, see, I got that one. I'm gonna do this one now. So I'll start here, as I know where the spot is. You go straight down. Yeah, I didn't let go of the mouse up here. Cut. Alright, so I'll say was able to get the space between the cabinet and the brace. Now I need to make a hole here for the cabinet pull. So here, definitely going to change the opacity so I can see around that. I just backspace that to 10%. I'll start here. Click. 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 We got that. Now go back up to the top. Cut. It doesn't look like it's gone, but it is, because if you look back at the picture, it looks kind of gray. Or looks kind of dark here. So they didn't even, actually this one's not even been removed on this picture. So we're doing a better job by removing the overlays off the latches. Okay, so we see what we need to set that at so we can get that to show up better. Okay, so we're on step 3, so make it the blending mode. We're going to set blending mode to color burn and 50%. So remember that's over here. So find color burn. There it is all the way at the top, almost at the top, color burn. And change our opacity to 50. And we're good to go with that one. Yeah, it looks a little not perfect right around the edge, but that's alright. We're not worried about that right now. We're not getting paid to do this. If we were getting paid to do this for an ad or somebody else, we would definitely have to make sure this was all perfect and filled in. Because if you were paying somebody to do that, you'd want a perfect job. Alright, so let's see what number 4 is. I'm not going to do all of these on the video because I think after 2 of them you get the picture. We'll do one more. So picture number 3. So file, open, number 3. Says music. Let's see where that one's going to go. I think it goes up here. Alright, so that's going to go up here above the stove. You can see it's got the checkered background, so it shouldn't have any background on this. So go select all, I click on our moving tool and drag it up to Kitchen JPG, down, and there we go. So now we go to free transform. I want this up at the top. Okay, squeeze it in there. If you want to make it bigger and trim it up, you can. We're just going to stick it in here. see where we're going to change that. Change it to luminosity, 100% opacity. Check mark. There it is at the bottom. Luminosity, 100% opacity, it's already set. And there you go. So there's 3 of them. Now you can do the rest on this one, and when you're done, you can email that, make sure when you're completely done, you make sure you save it as a PNG. I'm sorry, the JPEG. Save it as a JPEG. Give it a name on here, maybe put your name on here in Kitchen. And then you can just email that to me as an attachment. Remember, you got some more to do on the sides, cabinet down here, and the other doors, because remember, this is what our final example is going to look like. And I think, is a tabletop on there? Yep, you're going to do the tabletop, cabinets here, cabinet doors, side, and this part. So finish that up, send that to me when you're done, and you will definitely get a grade for that.